Hi everybody. Let me move my bits and pieces over because I can just see that I'm a little bit out of shot. How is everybody today? I've been busy today. I haven't stopped, but it's nice to get in the craft room and craft. That's the one thing I've been looking forward to all day, is to do this charm with you all. So yesterday I showed you how to make these little fuzzy beads. Now you can use them on anything. I'm going to make a charm. The charm I showed you yesterday was this one, but the one I'm going to make with you today, if you notice, this one's only got beads, and those, I'm calling them my handmade fuzzy beads charms. So it's only got them attached to it. Now if you notice, there's like different bead caps on them. Not all of them have got the same bead caps on. Some are silver, some are bigger, some are smaller. So what I thought is, I'm going to show you, I showed you how to do these yesterday. I didn't show you how to do these ones and how I've coiled the wire on the top, so I'm going to show you how to do them. And I didn't show you how I've made these big ones, but I think I'm gonna struggle because I haven't got the big, I sort of run out, but it's the same method, so I'll be able to show you in these ones. So let me get and as you can see, I've got some nice charms on my desk. So just dig a couple of these ones out. So I'm using the oval shaped. So I always put my beads, Angie sent me some beads, Shirley sent me loads of beads, bless her little heart, and I always keep my beads, the people send me especially, in one jar. It just makes it easier for me to go in and sort of see what I've got and what I can bring out of my other jars. I'll get one of these out, because if I've got a bigger bead cap, then I can show you. I don't particularly want orange or yellow, so you can get them in different colours. I'm trying to coordinate my colours a little bit better. If I've got to go orange and yellow, I will. Oops, that nearly landed everywhere. Take that one out for a change. Ooh, I love putting my hands in beads. Well, let's just show you on this one, and then I've got one of these to show you. I think this one's a bigger one. We'll see how we get on. Right, okay, to make these, now these ones are made using the the head pin, because if you notice, there's no loop at the end. See the loop? But I have created a loop on this end. The camera will focus me there, see? So I'm going to show you how I did that. Now I've got my bits and pieces everywhere, keep them in different jars and goodnesses. Right, so head pins come in different colors. You can get them silver, bronze, gold. So you can get them in silver, bronze, gold, and like a coppery color. Those are the only 4 colors that I know of, but I know there are more out there. And I usually tend to stick with silver. If I'm making something gold, so if I was to make let's say a earring, because you could use these on your earrings, then I would make them on that. I would make them in silver, because silver tends, I'm a silvery girl, so I say that because some ladies prefer gold, some ladies prefer silver, some ladies prefer silver and gold. So, but I am a silver girl, so that's why you see a lot of my bits on my table are silver. So how to do them now? First, you start off with a bead cap. This head pin that I'm using is flat. This one has got a bit of a like an already a bead. Let me show you the difference. If I can dig one out. I don't know whether I have got one. If I haven't stopped, oh, I have, and it's in different colour. Okay, let me show you on. the lid. Okay, this one, can you see it's got like a little round tin? Now this is quite long. The one that I previously had out, it's more of a flat. They do come straight. Mine are bent because I put them in my tub. But this one's flat. If you notice, it's flat on the bottom and it's a lot shorter in comparison to this black one. But since we're doing, I'm going to leave the black one for the larger bead, and I'm going to keep the silver one for the dewdrop bead. Now this is how you start it off. So because these are not overly big, you can do either end. I've been doing a very, very, very small bead cap. Now bead caps, like I say, come in all different shapes and sizes, and so I create a small one and then I put one of these on. Okay, so far you've got a bead cap and this dual thing. Now then I take my round flat nose pliers, just thinking then, and I grip it right at the top of the bead, turn it towards you so you create a 90-degree angle. You change then over, I don't know why my pliers are over here because I'm right-handed and it means me going across the screen. You get your round nose pliers. Now let's try and bring you down a little bit. So you grab it between your pliers, and you know how I mentioned yesterday you use your wrist to turn? It's exactly the same movement. So I'm going to grab, see, there's no gap. Lost grip of the pliers. Right, turn your wrist, let go of your pliers and come round again. Turn your wrist, let go and come round again, and you keep doing it. Now you can manipulate the wire, so every time you turn your wire it goes next door to each other, otherwise you'll land up with a loop on top of each other. Okay, and you just keep doing it until it feels tight. Now that feels pretty secure to me and it's tight, and that's how you would create the loop effect. See if the camera picks that up a bit more. I'm going to do it again with another bead. I'm going to do, because I've been doing it to the bigger beads, right? So I'm going to do it now with this bead. Now if I was to put the bead straight on there, I know what will happen, but I want to show you something. You end up pulling it, and the bead cap, because it's so small, it gets stuck sort of halfway through the bead. So, and this is what I was doing with my bigger bead caps, but I can't find a bigger bead cap. Let me, oh, is that one? Oh, you are, I've got one. Saved by the bead cap. Right, so again, start off with a smaller bead cap, okay, because that'll stop the head pin, because they are head pins, even though they've got like a little round ball at the end. That'll stop the head pin going through your bead. Put your bead on. I'm going to put it that way on, so I've got the bead cap, the bead, and then I'm going to put my decorative bead cap on top. Okay, but I've been using some like that, but I haven't actually got some, I haven't got any, I used them all, see. I was looking yesterday, I've used them all. I have ordered some more, but I have used them all. Needless to say, don't worry. Right, turn your, you might have to come up a little bit because of the shape of this. Using the wrong pliers to start with. Right, 90-degree angle again. Now this time you're going to get a bigger spiral because there's a lot of the wire left. So let go and turn. And when you get to a turning point, push the wire next door to the loop that you just created. Let go, turn, let go, turn, let go. And if you notice, that's what it's looking like at the moment. Let go, turn. Now I'm going to push my wire up so that the loop is at the top of the bead cap. I just find if I did it this way with the loop, the spiral effect on the top, it secures it a lot more. Now if you're finding, like I've just found now, right, that bead cap's a little bit loose, turn it until it sits directly on top and you'll land up with something like that. So use decorative bead cap, I would say, with the bigger beads. It gives it more of a distinctive look. Now we're going to put this bad boy together, so let's put it together. I'm going to move the things that we won't necessarily need. We won't need our bead caps anymore. We will need the charms. Now I've got a variety of different charms out. We've got our beads there, owls, like a little Bambi thing, a key. I've got a pair of scissors. Love these, they're all vintage, and charms also come in variety of different, you can have loads of different charms, so you're sort of not stuck to a particular one. Right, now I've sort of separated it for you guys to see what I'm going on about. I've got the fuzzy beads that we did yesterday. I've got those dewdrop beads. Now I'm not going to use an awful lot because they're quite big beads. And then I've got these type of beads that I did some yesterday, and I've just done that one with you. But every one of them is done with the exact same method. So I just saved a bit of time when I was doing it yesterday. So we won't need our beads. And I'm going to move the stuff that we won't need. So if you bear with me just for 2 minutes while I maneuver the things that we won't need. And I'm going to bring across my jump rings. Now I want to show you this, so bear with me. You're going to get a bit seasick, so I do apologize. My bead caps, these are my jump rings. That's what they're called, right? Jump rings, as you can see, and you're thinking, wow, she got a lot of jump rings. I used to make jewelry, so I'm bound to have a lot. But jump rings come in. Now these are the different ones that you can get. I'm going to sort of pick my pliers up because I want to show you something between them. So you get jump rings that are like what we've done, that have got like a double loop. They're a bit like, if you imagine your key ring, which is like so, they're a smaller version. You can use them as jump rings. So jump rings are basically your links. Your links to make your charm, your dangles, your necklaces, your earrings, whatever you want to make. That's what they are. They're basically the links. So you can get double loop jump rings, which are these. You can get bronze jump rings that are quite thick. These are really good to use, and I tend to use an awful lot. You can get gold thick jump rings. Again, I tend to use a lot of the thicker ones, especially when we're putting charms on. And you can get the silver ones. Now, you can get, now I don't know whether I've got any. Let me see if I've got one. You can get what they call a closed jump ring. What I mean by that, and I guarantee you I haven't got one. No, I haven't. I haven't got one. I'm sure I did. Then it's probably in my little stash somewhere along the line. But a closed jump ring, if I dig, let's say, let's take this one out, for instance, right? I've dug out a bronze one. And I'm going to grab my pliers and show you this is what a jump ring does, right? So let me bring you down. I did say you were going to get seasick. So this is a jump ring. This is a quite thick jump ring in comparison to, again, let me just dig one out and then I can show you what it does. Oh yeah, I got one. Oop. Right, if you have a look at the thickness, I know they're different colour, but the silver one is quite thin. Now it's thin for a purpose. If you're making a dangle charms, you don't really want to be using the thin jump rings, because what it tends to do, it's not made to hold a lot of weight. By that I mean, because the wire is so thin, what tends to happen is when you start putting the weight on it, it opens, and then you end up losing your charms or whatever you want to put on it. And that's because it's a thin jump ring. You know when you buy charms out of a shop or like off a shelf, they usually got the thin jump rings on them. The reason they got the thin ones on, A, it's a lot cheaper to buy the thin ones than there is the thicker ones, and B, if you put a load of the thinner jump rings together, you can put a lot on one jump ring. You can put a lot on them, but I tend not to use them, not especially for dangle charms. The thicker ones I tend to go for more. So I'm going to show you how to open a jump ring for those that you don't know. Some of you may know, so if you do, just skip this part. So I've got my round nose flat pliers and my flat pliers in my hands. I've got my flat pliers in my left hand and my round nose flat pliers yeah, right. Basically, you hold on to the jump ring. Now these pliers, remember me saying yesterday, they act as like little arm extensions in practical terms. They do, and they allow you to open and close your jump ring. Now if you've got a jump ring, now I don't know whether you'll be able to see it, but it's got like a very faint little line here. That is what the difference between an open and a closed jump ring, because a closed jump ring will not have that split there. It will just be a complete continuous ring, a bit like a wedding ring. It won't have a split at all. So open jump rings are basically, well, I think I can't find one in here because I have got a few, but I don't like using them because you're limited to what you can do, because you can't open them up. So you can't use them as an extension in practical, right? So this is how you open it up. You hold it with either pliers. And now it doesn't matter what pliers you use. You need one or t'other to open it, or you can buy, now I have got it and I don't know where it is, but you can buy a ring, and basically it goes around your finger and it's got a slit just on the top, and you put the jump ring with the pliers in it, and then you pull it and it opens and closes it for you. So if you think, oh, I don't know whether I can do that with the pliers, I can't remember what they're called. If I do remember, I'll put the link below. But basically you put them in the ring and it opens and closes for you, and you're only using one plier then. So this is how you'd open it, right? It's not difficult. The thicker ones are a lot easier to handle than the thinner ones. Because I'm right-handed, if you're left-handed you do it the opposite way, but because I'm right-handed, I'm going to pull the jump ring towards me. Now what is effectively done is open that jump ring, ready for me to put something on. So let's start building it up. So I want my dangle to have one of these clasps. Now they are called, I think they're called lobster clasps. I can't remember offhand. I'd have to have a look. Like I say, it's been ages since I've picked up doing dangle charms. So you would close that now, right? And that would be the start of your dangle. So you're able to clip your dangle on your handbag or whatever notch. If you was to use one of these, which you can use one of these, you won't need one of these clasps. I like using these clasps because you can clip it on and off. So that's our first link. When it's closed, it will remain closed because it's a quite thick ring, and it will remain closed. Now you can open them back up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to work down the charm. I would, put the bits and pieces together if I was making my, in my own space, but because I want to show you guys, and we're going to work down the charm. So get the body of your main charm together. So I'm going to put one of these on. Now I need to make sure that what I'm about to put on has a loop, 2 ends. And the reason for that is, let me try and find one. So this one's going to loop 2 ends. And the reason for that is I can now attach something to this side. So I would close that up. I'm going to add the charms later in a second, but I just want to make the body of it. So I've effectively got that as my charm, okay, to begin with. Now, remember me saying you get sort of different, yeah, they're in here, different jump rings. I tend to use these smaller ones. Now, you don't have to use them, but with the bigger ones, I find, because I want to make a link to go on my charm, I find that 3 or 4 of these and I'm able to sort of add charms and stuff. But with that big link, you can see how much space it takes up, and the minute you start adding charms to that, you're not going to really get a variation of lengths. Can you see how that dangle charm's got variation of lengths? Well, that's because there's a link, and I've made the link using these tiny minute little jump rings. So again, clasp on and close. Okay, let's get another one. Clasp on through that jump ring that we've just put on and close. Oops. Your pliers are also magnetic, so you won't ever drop the jump rings because they're magnetic. They'll stick to your pliers. Through the jump ring that we've just created, let my camera catch up, and close. And I'm going to do 2 more, I think. Sorry guys, I'm not on film. Oops. Through the link. So we've now created that effectively. Right, now I've got 4 on there. Because I want different sizes, I'm now going to add one of the bigger ones, because I want my jump ring, I want my dangle to have a bit of dangle to it. So I'm going to open this one now, and I'm going to effectively put, because I'm working down the charm, open this up, I'm going to put one of these that hasn't got a loop on the end, that's closed, and I'm going to put a bead on there, on that end. Right, I'm going to hold it there, and then I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to put a bead there, because when it closes, right, where are we at? There. So I've got 2 beads and one of those fuzzy things. Close that. So now I've got that. Can you see how it sort of builds? So we've basically we're making this bit of the charm. Yeah. Now it's up to you at this point what you want to do. I think I've put the wrong one there to myself, because I want to add beads at the bottom. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to be doing this one a bit different anyway. Let's put another big one on there. And this time, let's put one that's got a loop, 2 ends. See, that's got a loop there, but I've already started putting those small jump rings on. And I'm going to attach it onto that big one. Right, so we've got that so far. And then on that loop, I'm going to go and put, let's see if I've got small, I should have a bag for small ones. No. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to push it through there. Now if it won't go through there, I'll find my small ones. It's not going through there. No. So I'm going to find my small charms, my small jump rings. And you basically, this is what you do. You keep going and keep going and keep going until you've effectively, and you'll notice I'm not using the pliers all the time to open these jump rings, because I want to be able to show you the process of doing this. I'm going to put one there, close it, and I'm going to put one like so. Where is it gone? There. And I'm going to add, does this have a loop? Yeah, this one has a loop. I'm going to add a bead. Oh no, I tell you what I needed with the big loop. Sorry guys. There.
How the fuck is he getting?
Chris.
Sorry.
I do apologise. Chris is right next to me playing his computer games. Right. Open that one. Oops. Right, and then I'm going to put one of these, the one that we made together, just there, like so. And I'm actually going to put a charm on the other side, so you'll see it come together now. Jump rings aren't expensive to buy, but can you see how that's come together? So that is where we're at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is, you know how this one I said, it's got a loop on the other end, and I've started threading. I'm going to go through this one, so through those little chain links, the little small ones. I'm going to add a small charm here, small loop, because the bigger loop sometimes won't go through those holes that you've made with the wire. That's why I'm using the smaller ones. Right, and then I'm going to add a charm. So instead of putting a big one there, I'm going to put some charms on it. So what we got, let's add one of these old-fashioned charms, like a teapot. Realistically, maybe we're going to go through that link there, look, see, and then you just keep adding and adding and adding. So you get to this point and you can sort of see it building. Now I'm going to add this, oh, I don't know, the bead look too much there. Put it there like so, and then I'm going to add another fuzzy one. Let's see if I can find a loop one again. So it's all about switching and changing your jump rings. Now, other people prefer to use the medium jump rings. I prefer to use the smaller ones. Well, let's add it there like so. Close this one. And then wrap this through there like there. There. So I've got that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a charm. But that's how you do it. You sort of keep going and keep going and keep going. So I think, I don't know, I've got smaller ones of these. Yeah, there we are. Let's add this. I'm going to put it through there, and I'm going to put the owl on as well. So we've got that. And then, where are we? Oops. Goodness is me. Lost it. So, there. See how it's building? So I would add, if I'm going to add just a few more, I think, links, and then I'm going to stop and see where we're at. But this one is a lot different to the first one I did, because I've added again a little thing, and I'm going to put that one on there, because then that'll dangle a bit more again. Oops. And it does get a little bit fiddlier as you go on, but you'll see the difference when you keep adding and adding and adding. Now, can you see how that's getting fuller? So on this one, I added, to space those out, I add now. So I've added 2, 4, 5 of those fuzzies at the bottom. I've got 2 main beads at the bottom. Let's add one more of those beads, big ones. I'm also going to pick that one up then. Oh gosh. There. Let's add it in that charm, because that charm's got 2 loops. So you're able then to put your links on there like so. Can you see how that's turned into a charm? Now I'm going to fill this top space up now. I think I don't want any more fuzzies to go on there, but I'm going to add some of these. And the way I'm going to do that is by adding these little, using these tiny little ones. Right. Let's see. One there. Let's do this one. Now I've done 4. I've made 4 of these dewdrops. I will not necessarily need 4, but no, it's too big. But we'll see. Oh God. think we'll only need 3. I think. See how that's getting quite full, and I've added charms. See how it's made a difference? It looks a lot different to that first one I made. I've got that one. I'm going to add this one because now this loop at the top is a lot bigger. So I'm going to add one of these, and then I'm going to add a pair of scissors, one end, and I'm going to add a small, where's that Made with Love charm? Oh, charm on the other. Right, I'll put it there. Oh no, 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 no. There. There. I thought I was going to let go of that then. Right. So that's my charm. Now I'm going to finish it off, and I'm going to put some seam binding at the top. What colour should we do? Should we do pink, or should we... I tell you what, because I want this one to be slightly different, let's use... I'm going to just shut this because otherwise they go everywhere. I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to push this at the top. You just see what I'm doing now, right? And all I'm doing is I'm going to finish it off. So at the top, where's my fabric glue gone? I'm using high-tack multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to put some on the ribbon, and I'm just going to tack it just underneath behind that bead. Tie it once, and then I should be able to tie it in a bow. Right, let me tie it in a bow. There. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue behind that. And that would be my charm. Oh wait, it goes that way, sorry. That would be my charm done. I'm going to cut this tail back because I don't want it that big. So that's what we've made. So I've got one at the top, look, and then you can... where you can add a little charm in there. You can do all sorts. On this one I just added a button. I don't know whether I've got a button to hand. Actually I have. Not quite. I'm going to add this one, flower one. These are the ones Avril gave to me for Christmas. So I'm going to add that just in the centre, and that will dry clear. And then that's your charm. And that's how you would make your charm. So I've only effectively, it's only done by those links. And once you've got your fuzzies made, fuzzy beads, you'll be well away. Yeah, just have some fun, play around. I hope you really enjoyed me creating. I mean, it was something different to do, because I think sometimes we get sort of tied down in making the same thing, and I do, and I sort of like to switch it up every now and then. So I really do hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the charms. I love reading all your comments, I definitely do, and I will speak to you all very soon. take care, and yeah, let me know what you think. Speak to you then. Bye. Bye for now. Happy crafting.